Well, let's see. Hello, 1 2 1 2 3. Are we live or not? 1 2 3. Testing sound. Sound. Are we live? Yeah. All right, we will be starting in a few minutes. I'm just inviting everybody to join me. All right. How's everybody doing? Well, that's fine. Boom. Cool. And there you go. So we are going to wait a little bit for the room to fill up with viewers, and we will be starting in about 2 to 3 minutes. Remember that if you have any questions, the chat is right there. Feel free to ask anything. I'm fine, Jakub. How are you? I am actually fine. Greetings, Khaled. Lee, how are you? All right, we have the usuals in the room. Let's see if we can get some new attendees. Samir, how are you? JD, will US Swiss franc go down? I don't know. Who knows? Let's have a look at it, right? Sohail, Silver Long, remember that I do not, well, this is a free live session, so I don't comment on VIP signals on the live sessions. Hey, status, Tic Tac, Med, hello from Morocco and in China, donc tu parles français. Moi, je parle français aussi. Salut, mec. Iscolais, how are you? Eric, thank you for the vibes, brother. Adam, how are you, mate? Kenyada, are you new here? Well, welcome, mate. Vitautus and World of Words, greetings, both of you. Shami, well, you are in the right place if you want to learn a lot. Just ask around. Can we start with gold? Yes, we can start with gold. We are doing Aussie too. Johannes, how are you? Hey, so Hale, you're from the VIP group, so shh, be careful with that one because you are paying for those signals, and you don't wanna blab it, right? I will, however, send the analysis on that signal that you talked about after the live session. I just haven't had the time. Bonjour de l'Algérie. Ouais, bonjour, mon mec. Ça va? Hi from Portugal. I'm sorry, I don't speak Portuguese. I do speak Spanish though. Hey, hello. Ah, mais moi aussi je parle français, mec. Salut. Good morning today. It's my first time attending from Atlanta. Hey, how are you? I love that show, by the way. Enchanté, mesdames. Bon dia. Boss, new signals, yes. Greetings from South Africa. You know, South Africa is one of the countries that is on, that I'm dying to go to. I've always felt attracted by South Africa. How are you, Daryl? So, Nigeria in the house. All right, so let's start this session. We have 87 people in here. All right, so Kenya in the house. How was the poll for the course? Well, it was very good. I mean, more than 300 of you voted, and 75% voted yes. So we are moving forward, I think. Hi from Poland in the house. So let's start by looking at the DXY. Then we're going to do gold. Hey, Jose. Another South African in the house, Cape Town. You know, I will be. I'm definitely going to South Africa. I always felt attracted by that maybe because of the surf culture. In my country, is a big surf culture too. All right, so I have the US dollar, Canadian dollar bet. Me too, mate. Hi, India in the house. Yo soy de México. ¿Qué ondas, carnal? ¿Cómo estamos? ¿Viste la pelea de Julio César Chávez? All right, South Africa. Tons of South Africans in the house. All right, so let's have a look at, let's have a look at the DXY. Yeah. All right, so the DXY, we had a big breakout, right, on that FOMC policy meeting. Remember that they hinted that they were going to, they hinted higher inflation, and they said that they were going to use all the tools in their capability to fight inflation, right? And the tools that they use to fight inflation, of course, is hiking interest rates, and of course that is very bullish for the USD. However, in my opinion, this is a little bit irrational in the sense that inflation is already here, and the Fed hinting, that they were going to hike rates at least twice by 2023. It's really not the Fed actually, raising or hiking rates and fighting inflation right now. So this move is it's a little bit irrational in the sense that inflation is already here, right? I'm fine, thank you, Mohammed. But we have to trade what we see, not what we think, all right? But what I'm looking at, okay, so let's have a look at the daily. A lot of key levels have been broken with on the oof, hold on. Shit, I hope I didn't go offline. Am I still online? Am I still online? Shit, I hope. Yeah, I think I'm still online. I'm sorry. How are you, mate? I kicked my PC. Well, it's not a PCU. The thing where you connect everything that holds on batteries. So if there's, so it doesn't. All right, I'm good. So the DXY, right? The DXY is hitting some very important levels on the daily, right? Just have a look at it. Last time we were trading around this base. This is in fact, this is in fact a key level, right? Here is where we saw some sellers jumped into the market after this consolidation period, and then this is where sellers were positioned. Now, I'm not saying that sellers are positioned here, who knows, right? But this is a level that we want to look at. We also have this big gap that hasn't been filled, which, I'm not a gap trader. But gap theory always says that always gaps are going to get filled no matter what. There's this to look forward. But I trade structure. That's what I do on the hourly. Right, on the hourly, we have hit some very interesting levels. Now, this is, the past, let's call it, the past the past 2 days, the past 3 days, 3 days and a half have been, choppy, but also have been to the upside, quite, right? But at the top of the structure, right? At the top of the immediate bullish structure, right? We have created what seems to be a reversal pattern. We printed new daily lows once, twice, 3 times already. And we have hit also the 261.8 pattern. The 261.8 of the previous range, right? Big bullish target. I'm not saying that we should be bearish on the USD, but we are printing quite the bearish divergence, right? So maybe we're going to get a pullback to that weekly pivot, to this previous big level for further continuation, because right now price does seem a little bit overextended at the top of that range, right? We are not acting on it unless true levels are broken with. That's why we have pending orders with the VIPs. And that US dollar, Canadian dollar, I think I sent that as a free signal today. Let's have a look. Because if I did, I did, so I can talk about it, right? So the USD CAD, let's do gold first because that was the first request. we're going to do gold. Right, so gold. On the daily, mates, on the daily, we have hit that big level on the daily. So, historically speaking, right? Historically speaking, if we consider what happened here when we last were trading at this level, this is the flat triangle that got broke with, right? And when we broke to the upside on this with this flat triangle, right? Buyers pushed price up to all-time highs for about a 17.20% move, right? That's a big move. And then, it took a while, but this level was retested, right? And the last time we were here, buyers and that is after a big, sell-off, buyers took a price up for about 11%, right? Then, after we printed that double bottom, right? This is the level that was broken with, and from high to low, we saw a 9.23%. Right now, I'm not going to say that I'm not saying that buyers are jumping in from this level, but this is a level, however, to consider the possibilities of a long trade. Right on the daily, that's on the daily. On the 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart, here's the level that we are looking at. With the previous consolidation, right after that previous consolidation, this is where we saw that big push from the breakout to the highs of around 6.53%. Right now we are in a bearish move, but on the hourly, to me it looks like we could be looking at a possible reversal around the 1770, right? I'm saying possible reversal because in order to be valid, we need to break with that high, right? But this falling wedge looks very much like a reversal, and of course printing some heavy bullish divergence, which the divergence is mildly down at the bottom of the move, which means that normally this is where reversals happen. This is, however, speculative still, in the sense that we need to clear this area. But long term, right, still very much bullish metals. Inflation is here, like I told you. This move to the downside was a US dollar driven move. A US dollar driven move, on that big rally last week. Again, you have to trade what you see, not what you think, but what I think is that this could be, in fact, a big buy opportunity for at least the midterm, right? Let's do the US dollar Canadian dollar, because that was the free signal that we were on, and I think that we just got triggered. Let's have a look. No, we are about to, though. Oh boy, we are about to get triggered though. Okay, so yeah, I mean the US dollar Canadian dollar pretty let me just delete this. Pretty I mean, I already sent the analysis. I mean, if you didn't read it, I'll do this quite fast, Which currency is this? This is the US dollar CAD. You can see it at the top left of my screen, the currency that I'm looking at. I don't have, I keep my charts as clean as possible, so I don't have the name of the currencies on my charts. So this is a big level that the US dollar Canadian dollar has hit, right? The 125 level, this previous base, this is a 1 month long support with a big fake out here. And this is the first time we are retesting it. That on the daily, on the 1 hour chart, well, the 4 hour chart, now I think we have been triggered. Yes, we have been triggered short on the US dollar Canadian dollar. So on the 4 hour chart, on the 4 hour chart, this is again a big level that we have hit, the 261.8 of the previous range. And of course that we have broken with that very much steep up move, right? On the hourly, you can see that we just broke with the previous daily highs. Yes, the previous daily highs once and twice. And we continue to move forward, right? We have our stops all the way above here. The immediate bearish structure has just been broken with. We have broken with the previous low. Everything is looking good. All right. Yeah, exclusive. Just watch and learn. Watch and learn. It takes time, though. Yeah, that's a great question, Khalid. You know, you can never know for sure, right? You can never know for sure. But in this case, in the US dollar, Canadian dollar, right? The big, I always focus on the big picture, right? This market is a very, very, very strong US dollar, I'm sorry, Canadian dollar wise, right? Since the highs on March 2020, we have been just grinding down on this market, right? The US dollar Canadian dollar strength is overwhelming the US dollar weakness, right? And because this is such a bearish market, I see last week's push to the upside as the pullback, and possibility of a short continuation is right here. That's how I differentiate pullbacks from reversals. Yes, we are trading a reversal, but this is a short-term reversal. On the longer term, I think we are trading a continuation on a what seems to be a bear flag, right? But you can never know. You can never know for sure. But focusing on the longer-term trend is what's going to make it easier for you to differentiate what you're trading, right? Yes, there is the correlation between the Canadian dollar and WTI. Actually, you know, because the Canadian economy is super heavy on, dependent on crude prices, because it is super dependent on its crude oil production, a big move in crude oil prices is going to move the Canadian dollar, right? It's that easy. I mean, that's the correlation. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue to grind this. Cool. So let me see. We have this going on. Cool. All right. So we are pre-market in the United States. We do have another signal that I'm not going to show because it's a free group. I'm sorry. All right. So let's have a look at crude oil. What are we? I'm sorry. Yeah, crude oil still very much bullish, but you know, yeah, I'm not looking to buy or you know, because it just it's just in the middle of nowhere. This is WTI, however. We did trade Brent. This move to the upside, I think we traded something like that. What I would want to do is just to see a retest of these lows, maybe to get into a long position. Yes, it is normal for a broker to ask for your personal information exclusive, because they need, I mean, they need your personal information to make sure that it's you. If not, you're not going to be able to withdraw your funds. Right, so nothing on crude oil. Let's have a look at the T-notes. Wow, that's beautiful. So this is the T-notes, the 10-year Treasuries futures chart, and to me, it's an important chart. I know that I don't share it too much, but because I'm looking at inflation plays, still looking at inflation plays, this is something that I am going to be looking at a lot. Why? Because Treasuries move contrary to inflation. When inflation rises, Treasuries tend to go down. This is the gauge on inflation that I look at, right? So if you look at the daily, this level, this big level that was once rejected here, of course, is being rejected again. Now, this daily candle has not yet closed, but it's still going. I mean, it's getting more bearish and bearish by the minute, right? This is good for our inflation bets. Now, the past 2 days, the past two rallies right here, it's last week, last week's U.S. dollar rally due to the Fed announcement that they were going to be increasing rates, right? But price is back down inside of that range, back down. Price back down. Below last week's lows, big rejection, everything is looking good, which means that everything is, what this chart is telling me is that everything is coming back to normal, the way that it should be, and that move, and that big US dollar move was nothing but reactionary to that Fed announcement, which is clearly, like I said, not a game changer until they actually start hiking rates. Yes, I do trade Dow, and yes, I have thoughts on cryptocurrencies too. We shall be looking at everything, no worries. So this is the T notes, right? The 10-year futures chart, yeah, this, like I said, this is the gauge on the overall market reaction on inflation. Yes, I do trade US 30s. I trade equities. Yes. We will go through them. Don't worry. Actually, last week I thought I had this nice trade on the Nasdaq from these lows, right? And I did close half around here, and the rest at the weekly highs before that crash. That dip last week. Now there's absolutely no setup to me. But let's start with the Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I got stopped out of a Bitcoin long myself right here when I played the retest of this level. Right now, Bitcoin is crashing, right? Bitcoin continues to crash. The reason is because the hash rate of Bitcoin, I think I sent you this, all right. Here, let me show you. I sent you this. No, I only sent it to the VIPs. This is why you should subscribe to the VIPs. If you want to subscribe to the VIPs, I'll send you guys the link. So this is the hash rate, hash rate on Bitcoin, right? The hash rate is the total computational power used to secure transactions on the blockchain, and it continues to grind down, and it has dropped to its lowest level since November, possibly a reflection of China's recent crackdown on cryptocurrency mining amid concerns over the network's energy consumption. So China is attacking cryptocurrency miners, mostly Bitcoin miners, right? And you know that most Bitcoin miners are in China. So I saw videos of these big mining farms, hundreds and hundreds of computers being shut down in China because their mining efforts are no longer profitable, right? So this means that there is less computers working in the blockchain, which means that there are less transactions that can be validated per minute or per second, which means that the cryptocurrency right now, that Bitcoin is unlikely to continue its rally whilst the network's power is still coming down and down. So that's why I'm not going to be looking for longs at the retest of these levels. And actually, I'm not looking for plays on Bitcoin. Possibly will be looking for shorts, actually, should this level break, and only that, right? So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum, following its big brother's steps, retesting back these lows. Again, not looking to do anything in the crypto world because of this news. And until those miners relocate, right? Because they will relocate. Trust me. Their investment. I'm sorry, their investment in their cryptocurrencies, rigs, and farms is way too big to just let it drop because of these, because of the Chinese crackdown on cryptocurrency scheme, right? So they will relocate, but it will take time to get that hash rate up again. Yes, USD CAD was triggered, mate. So that is why I am, mate, not looking to do anything on the crypto space at the moment. You know, alright, US 30s, you asked me, here you go. So on the daily, right, on the daily, my preferred, well, it hit my preferred long. Actually, it did hit my preferred long level. The Dow, Jose, I don't know. I mean, it could spike up, but you know, like I said, I mean, just like this, you know, FOMC attack. I mean, not attack. This hint that they were going to hike rates. I mean, it could be just noise if they win their trial against the SEC. Well, actually, no. If they win their track, if they win their trial against the FCC, we might get actually some movement out of Ripple. But you know, I mean, this chart is horrible. Again, this is a big buy, the deep level on Ripple. So, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna look for deep buys because of you know, Big Brother's Bitcoin mining problem or hash rate problem. So we were going to look at the US 30. The US 30 on the daily did get to my deep buy levels. I mean, this happened during the my off time during the Asian session. When I woke up, I already seen that big forward candle the way, I mean, at the level it closed. There's nothing to do. On the 1 hour chart, though, we are still looking for those long opportunities, though we are continuing with a very structured move to the downside. Let's have a look if, I mean, we are very much in a down move. If you can see this, I mean, this dot that you see on my chart are the daily highs and daily lows, and you can see that daily highs and daily lows continue to be lower and lower. So you know, longs here are going to be a little bit speculative, but I mean, we are still hips away from the open. But if we manage to you know, move above the weekly pivot to this level, to the 33,700, we might get some deep buy opportunities here, but that's going to be a very fast trade that cannot be sent as a signal. But heads up to that, though, you know, because I mean, on the daily, this is the big deep buy opportunity level. But I mean, yeah. I wouldn't also get into a position on U.S. equities pre-market on a Monday and after last week's close. You know, last Friday's close was so bearish. You know that, and because of the immediate structure, like I said, it's currently still very much bearish. So I wouldn't get on a buy here. I would wait for that New York volume to hit the markets, at least the very pre-market. Gold falling. Let me see. Yep, gold is falling, which is fine. Let's have a look at gold. Yeah, gold is falling. You know, but last week's lows are the level to look for, right? To look at. You know, long-term wise, I mean, let's have a look at the DXY. You know, the DXY is still very much non-directional at the moment. We might get some dips in gold, you know, and silver for that matter. I mean, if you look at the very low. Let's look at the 50-minute chart, which is something I don't do very often. But I mean, let's have a look at the 50-minute chart, right? I mean, if you look at the 50-minute chart, right? I mean, levels are levels. I mean, levels are always going to be in play as levels, and you know, this is the level 1774. Price retesting that level, retesting the backside of that breakout, that falling wedge breakout, there could actually be a setup here if we break with the daily highs, but again, not going to be taking it because of how close those targets are to the upside. So yeah, but let me go back to the hourly here. But yeah, pretty much the same thing on metals. The euro US dollar. Okay. Euro USD. Same thing. I mean, the euro USD, the GBP USD. Everything got to a very. The GBP USD most likely. Khalid, how far should we look for month levels? Well, I mean, that depends on. I'm sorry. That depends on your trading system. That depends on how you trade. Myself, for example, right? If a level has been broken with and price has chopped around that level to me is no longer valid, right? I look for clean levels that price has retested and is currently cleanly holding, like here on the GBP USD. Okay, that is what I look for. So the pound versus the your instinct saying that euro going bull zone. Let's have a look at the euro. So the euro USD, the euro US dollar hit a very pretty level right here. Hold on. Boy. Yeah, it hit a pretty level. I think we are also at a key fib. Let's have a look. Around the 76.4, I reckon. Hold on. I do grab my crosshair too whenever I use the fibs because I like it to be very, very, very. I like it to be perfect. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. 261.8. Yeah, maybe. But the thing about this is that we are facing again a big 2-day move to the downside for about 2.37. There's no. Lagarde is going to speak today. But this week is not heavy on news. If we look, at least for me, if we look, we have Lagarde speaking, Powell testifying. We have the flash manufacturing PMI out of Germany and out of Europe, of course. We have the flash manufacturing PMI out of the US. And the quantitative easing pace decision and the monetary policy statement out of the Bank of England. This is going to be a heavy day. We are not on any GBP trade. I'm not looking to, at least this week, just because we might get some hawkishness out of the Bank of England as well. And who knows what's going to happen, right? With this crazy market. So we are going to maybe if we find a quick GBP USD trade, we will take it, but nothing midterm. Yeah, that's right, anxiety. So right, any questions? Any questions? Are you guys on the VIP group or not? So USD Canada trade. I'll send the right. All right, so I'll wait for you to ask me a few questions. Uh-huh. I'll wait for you to ask me a few questions, mates. I mean, that's why I'm here. What is my name? Ah, the Aussie. What is my name? Are you a broker? You want my personal information? Do you think that the gold dropping is now correlated to the DXY or something else? I mean, I don't think too much about that correlation between the US dollar and gold. Maybe, maybe not. It might also be, we are in pre-market in the United States. It might also be, just a big money pushing price down to get a better buy position. I don't know. We have to see. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee. I don't know. I mean, we have to see. Remember, I mean, also Lee. Uh-huh. Yeah, all right, cool. Also, remember that half of the signals work is from Olympia. He's very good too. Right, so boom, boom. Let's see. Yeah. Also, let's. I mean, if you are a VIP. Yeah, I mean, anxiety. We might get into some live seminars. I mean, we're thinking about everything here. So if you have any comments on the VIP, I would love to hear them. Go ahead, type it on the chat. Vaya, solo las chelas, solo las chelas, solo las chelas. Yeah, I would love to hear your Johanna, another South Africa in the house.